During my 5-week baby break, I received so many wonderful tweets, Facebook notifications, Instagram likes, and various messages congratulating me on the birth of my son. And I wanted to convey just how much our family appreciated those messages. Not to mention, part of my baby break was spent filling out cards to show gratitude to those who showered us with gifts. In this episode, we'll discuss etiquette and etymology of the common phrase, gratitude in other cultures, and other ways to interpret appreciation. I'm your host, Emily Prokop, and this is the story behind thank you. But first, a quick message. If you like this podcast, you might be interested in other podcasts that focus on the humanities. In fact, if you search Twitter for the hashtag Humanities Podcasts, you'll find plenty of shows on history, language, literature, philosophy, art, and more. These are podcasts by people who enjoy telling stories, exploring the arts in our world, and who want to share their knowledge. Some examples of the podcasts you'll find are Myth Take, focusing on Greek mythology, the Feast Podcast, which talks about great meals in history, or The Lonely Palette, an art history podcast. Search hashtag Humanities Podcast today, or follow Humanities Podcasters on Twitter. And if you're a Humanities Podcaster, use the hashtag in your tweets so others can find you. Whenever my 6-year-old receives a gift, I repeat the phrase my mother used to tell me when I was her age. What do you say? Prompting her to say thank you. At some point, I hope it becomes a habit for her to say it without prompting, or even thinking about it. And speaking of thinking, it's the word think that's the etymological basis for the word thank, as in, I will think of you as I enjoy this gift. And it's similar in other languages, such as Spanish, with gracias being related to the word grace, Portuguese's obrigado related to obliged, and even the French merci relating to mercy. The first known thank you cards are thought to have been exchanged in Chinese and Egyptian culture, by way of gratitude expressed on papyrus and then delivered. By the 1400s, Europeans were exchanging notes and greeting cards, and when Louis Prang came to America from Germany in 1856, he brought with him the tradition of exchanging cards and became known as the father of the American Christmas card. The act of sending a thank you card became standard etiquette soon after, with Emily Post advising the recipient of a gift always send a handwritten thank you card. Depending on the occasion, there are sometimes etiquette rules regarding an appropriate time frame in which to send them. Hopefully there's some leniency to thank you cards for baby gifts, though, since my pile of them is sitting right next to the pile of laundry I'll get to eventually. Showing gratitude has possibly come a bit more into the spotlight with popular hashtags like hashtag blessed or hashtag so blessed. However, there are some critics of them, claiming those hashtags isn't so much about appreciating what life or a religious deity may have bestowed upon them, but rather as a seemingly more humble approach to bragging. Adding the hashtag to a picture of one's new Mercedes, for example, might be a bit of a stretch, considering it's not like the Mercedes fell from heaven. Another practice coming into the mainstream is keeping a gratitude journal, in which one would keep track of what they're grateful for throughout the day, big or small. And studies have shown that keeping one results in a more positive mood, greater satisfaction with one's life, and even health benefits like better sleep. But giving thanks isn't always, appreciated. Despite thank you cards originating with the Chinese culture, in modern times it's actually considered rude to constantly say thanks in China. It denotes a feeling of formality that can be construed as rude, as opposed to Western culture where saying thank you or thanks can be used in almost any occasion. Information for this episode was sourced from Psychology Today, EmilyPost.com, NPR, The New York Times, and more links which can be found in the show notes at thestorybehindpodcast.com. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at StoryBehind, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you'll never miss an episode. And going along with the theme of the episode, thank you to everybody who sent their well wishes along during our baby break and after the birth of our son. And, as always, thanks for listening.